like that. I like that. He caught Conrad
Jesus,
off guard.
she caught me. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to rebuttal to that. Like, all right.
Left teaching because so is every other smart teacher on the planet. Yeah, but it fills your soul.
Exactly.
Please do not light your toenails on fire in my classroom.
When people are excited about things.
You know that dude that's on their phone not really paying attention?
Quiet it down.
Quiet it down.
The Loose Cannons podcast, because the Puff Drink Talk podcast is right here, and it's happening right now, Sunday morning in Austin, Texas. Welcome, everyone. Conrad here.
Hilton.
And our special guest,
Hey, I'm Allie.
Allie. Pleasure. First time on the podcast.
Yeah, first time on any podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, living the dream.
Oh, that's really cool. Right on.
Well, you're going to get smoked.
Yay.
That was a good one. Yay.
But yes, this is what we do on the podcast of Puff Drink Talk. We puff on a cigar, we have a little bit of a drink, and we just
Do some talking.
and do a little bit of talking. Yeah.
Classy name.
It's very original. Yeah. Very original.
I don't know who came up with that name.
You had to dig deep for it.
I think you did, Hilton. Don't lie.
Yeah.
That was all you. It was your thought.
Why do I do that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Makes it easy.
It's easy to remember.
It is, because it is what it is, isn't it? We puff, we drink, we talk.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is that there was a website available for that. So it's puffdrinktalk.com.
Yeah.
so yeah, like, comment, and subscribe.
Find us on YouTube as well as Spotify. So we're in the big leagues.
Did y'all practice talking at the same time like that?
No, that was actually really cool how that happened. I'm a little...
Yeah, we do
shocked.
that, but it's unintentional.
Yeah.
Maybe because we've been doing it for like 3 years.
I was thinking you were kicking each other under the table. Like, now.
Ready, set,
Okay,
go.
yeah.
No.
Maybe. Is that what kids used to do?
Yeah, I still do it.
Okay.
I mean, my feet don't touch the ground in these chairs.
Is it too high?
No, I'm just too short.
You're not too short.
I am. I'm 5 foot nothing.
5 foot nothing. That's a good way of putting it. 5-0 is 5 nothing.
So, Allie, getting into you. What do you do?
All the things?
Everything's.
Yeah. So currently I am a financial advisor, but that's not where I started.
Life?
Yeah, I started life as a baby.
Yes. Tell us about baby life until now.
So baby life was in Virginia and then moved to Austin at 6 months old. So I'm pretty close to original Austinite.
Can I ask you a question? If you were to talk to somebody and they were like, "Oh, so what's your backstory? Like, where are you from?" Would you say like, "Oh, I'm from Austin"?
Yeah.
You would? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've met people that are like, "No, I've been here for like 35 years, but I'm not from Austin. I'm from somewhere else." And I'm like, "Well, how long did you live somewhere else?" They're like, 3 months.
I have zero memories
Okay.
outside of Austin.
Okay. So yeah, I'll give you that. I'm not from Austin, so me meeting other people from here, I'm always curious of what is the limit? What is the time limit you have to be here in order to consider yourself like an Austinite?
I think in my mind it's memories, but it's also the fact that my mom's family, like my great, some number of greats grandfather was the last surviving veteran of the Republic of Texas.
Ooh, okay. So you got family ties that go deep here. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. All right. So 6 months, Virginia, here.
Moved to Austin. My dad was in the Navy, and so we kind of bounced around a little bit. But in Austin, fast forward, South Austin, went to high school, went to Trinity University in San Antonio for undergrad, said, all right, I'm going to do business, took my first economics class and was like, hell no, I am never doing business again. And guess what I do for a living now?
Business.
Yeah, I know. It's funny how things circle back. Yeah. So after that was like, oh, I'll do biology. And then science was fun. Thought I was going to do physical therapy. Ended up deciding I liked bones more than muscles and had a phenomenal professor in undergrad, which teachers are phenomenal, can't like change lives like nobody else. And ended up doing forensic anthropology, graduated with a degree in anthropology and a minor in ancient Mediterranean studies, which is basically underwater basket weaving classes, it feels like. And then went to graduate school in California State University of Chico for 3 years.
Ooh, I love Chico.
Most people who like drugs do.
Yeah. I used to be from that area, but anyways.
Yeah.
It's a long story.
No, it was a very...
I like that. I like that. He caught Conrad
Jesus,
off guard.
she caught me. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to rebuttal to that. Like, all right.
So while I was there, I TA'd to make the big bucks in grad school. Figured out that, hey, you actually have to get a PhD if you want to practice forensic anthropology. By that time, I'd had 7 years of college in a row, and I was like, I'm done. I am burnt out. Absolutely no more. So I then added on a specialty in museum studies, and then I graduated, moved back to Texas because finding a job in museums is not easy. Got my first job, which is the Whitty Museum in San Antonio. Worked there for a year, making a whopping $27,500 with a master's degree. Great place, great people, but could not afford to live. So there was a program through Texas State University that was like, hey, we'll pay you $35,000 and give you a master's degree if you do this. And so I did that, got another master's in secondary education, and then started teaching. I had to teach at least 5 years because of the grant part of the $35,000. And then liked it, surprisingly enough. Taught forensic science, biomedical science, biology, and chemistry, and then got hooked up with from an old student with Concordia University, and now still and in the past have taught their criminalistics or forensic science class.
Wow.
And then I left teaching because so is every other smart teacher on the planet, and then did financial advisor. And that is my very straight path to where I am now.
I heard that teachers, the way their 401k or the way they retire, it's kind of weird. They lose a lot of things.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay, because that's what I heard.
There was a law that was in place, the WIP provision, WEP, Windfall Elimination Provision Act, which got canceled and a few years ago. And basically, they used to be, if you had a pension or something that contributed into, that didn't contribute to Social Security, you kind of had to pick and choose. Basically, Social Security got knocked down, but that went away. So now they actually get to make their full money.
I was thinking, okay, so you work with kids, which is already difficult, right? And you don't make enough pay. The school doesn't provide a lot of things, so you gotta ask the parents for supplies and whatnot, and sometimes even, pay from your own pocket so that the kids have something to use. And you are not allowed to retire because apparently if you leave your job, you lose all your retirement. So it's like, yeah, that is a very punishing decision in life that you decide for yourself, by being a teacher. And
yeah, but it fills your soul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then that's what teachers live on, is soul fulfillment. That is weird. It's weird. It's like, why that profession gets fucked up so much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at, I hate to say, I feel like I'm young enough to be worried when I say kids these days, but if you look at kids these days, I worry. I do. And you look at teachers, and they're the ones that kind of mold them into actual human beings. Because there's this old comic, I think, and it shows someone from the 1960s, and the kid didn't turn in their homework, and the parent is yelling at the kid. And then they show the version today, and kid didn't turn in their homework, parents yelling at the teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a meme on that. Yeah. There was there's this guy. He's a professor. there. He's a philosopher and a professor at university in Brazil. And then he says, like, there is at least one teacher gets beaten up by students per day in Brazil.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm really glad I don't live in Brazil.
It's just sick. It's sick.
I was lucky. I never had disciplinary issues in my class, really. And a lot of that was I'm dealing with the older students, which their hormones are still literally everywhere. It's like a walking trail of hormones. But whenever something would happen, I feel like the more sarcastic you are with them, like they would say something, and as long as your brain can beat their brain with sarcasm, they don't know what to do.
Right. They kind of like short wire. They short fuse. They're like,
Just like that.
yeah.
Can you do it again?
I do it to my kids all the time.
Yeah. Hold on.
They're
I'll put the
acting
camera
up.
on you. Can you do that again?
Exactly like that.
Yeah, one of these days what I want to do is get all the teachers in the world, or at least the cool ones, and make a coffee table book. And on one side is like the quote or description of what happened in the classroom, and on the other side is like a Far Side comic of some shape and form that depicts actually what happened. Because, I mean, the stories are crazy. Like I was telling you earlier, I had a kid miss a lab, went to the back of the classroom where the kid was making it up, and I literally had to tell him, please do not light your toenails on fire in my classroom.
That's insane.
That means that he was doing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to see how it melts.
The question is, do y'all think it was still attached to his toes or not?
That honestly was going to be my next question. Was it on his toes, or did he
I feel
flip
like
it?
that needs to stay a mystery.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Darn it. Part 2. Stay tuned for that.
I got a question, though. Forensics, right?
Yes.
So how did you come about to make that decision to be in it?
I like dead people.
You like dead people.
They're easier to deal with than live people, that's for sure.
They smell
they're-
bad, though.
Yeah.
They're heavy.
They're
All
heavy.
people are heavy.
Well, but when you're alive, you try to help in yourself, right?
That's actually the worst thing ever. So one of the things, fun forensic fact of the day.
Okay.
When you're talking about fingerprinting people, when you fingerprint someone, part of it is like, look away because people want to help. You'd think it'd be strange to like want to help fingerprinting if you're a criminal. Like, why would you want to help fingerprint yourself? But like, they kind of help to roll their hand. So if you want them to look away so that you can really be in control of their digits in order to make sure that the fingerprinting comes out okay.
I forget that you're 5'0".
Yeah.
And when you're talking about lifting weight, you're talking about the hand. I was meaning the whole body.
I know.
For example, if somebody helps, like holding up to your shoulder, you can carry that person better than just like a dead body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dad body or dead body?
Dead body. Yeah, that's my accent. It gets, it gets confusing.
It's a dead dad body.
Dad body is,
Dad body.
I was like, they were both applicable to the situation.
But you like dead people, but
I do like dead people.
you said that your the thing that you did the best was bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So, fun fact, did you know, I've actually had this question in trivia quite a few times. The only bone in the body does not touch another bone in your body. It's called your hyoid bone, Hyoid, and it's in your throat around your voice box.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And there is one. Is there a one? Because I think I heard that somewhere. Like it's called. It's in the ears, like a tiny one. It's like one of the smallest one. It's inside the ear.
There are 3 of them. The malleus, the incus, and the stapes, also called the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup.
I was gonna say that there's something around a hammer, but it's a tiny bone.
See, and I didn't know those were bones. I thought that was like cartilage, like inside there that helps the sound resonate. I didn't know they were bones. Oh, interesting.
Well, people call bones, which it's not even, a bone at all.
That's true.
When people are excited about things. And it's not a bone,
It is not a bone. Hilton's got
Sorry,
a
Allie.
greater mind.
Yeah.
I'm blushing.
Sometimes I feel like I can talk about anything because I'm the older person here. So
You just don't care anymore. When you
I
get,
just don't care anymore.
You're like, I'm at that age. Fuck it.
Experienced.
Yeah.
What else? Do you want to ask something?
No, I was going to say, what gave you the most fulfillment? Out of all of these careers and movements of life, I really find it interesting, museums. So that was just.
But
my
you
input,
cannot. But you cannot leave off of it.
Exactly, but I'm saying fulfillment-wise, like what made you the happiest and excited to go to work the next day?
She went from museum to teaching. Oh, that improved the pay grade.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to joke that I actually got into teaching for the money, which is sad
People are
but
like,
true.
oh my god, what were you doing before that?
What's
Jesus.
the matter with you?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I like learning, and so all of the careers that I've done, there is no end to the amount of stuff that you can learn to make yourself better at that specific career.
Cool.
The other thing, like with teaching, the best thing was the students, hands down. Just the relationships you get, and I love how it's so funny because I like to joke and I say they're almost real people by that point. But I network with someone who was an old student. I have clients who are old students. Just randomly, they got back in touch with me, and I just love seeing what they do with their lives.
That's really
I had a meeting the other day with a guy, and he was like, "Did you know that Allie used to be my teacher?" It's like, "Oh, that's interesting."
No way. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
And he is in a networking group that she kind of runs. She's trying not to run the networking group. She's trying to get other people.
She's doing a bad job of it? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yes, because the
She's so
teacher
good.
in her.
Yeah.
And the other day, the person that was going to be presenting didn't show up. Tell her at like 8 a.m. and the meeting starts at 9:30. And then she goes like, "Okay, I got 1.5 hours to prepare a presentation because I'm presenting today because nobody would be able to, right?" So, and then she's preparing her presentation and she's running the meeting and she's walking around the room. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It's the most interesting presentation because she was walking around the room, involving everybody in the conversation. It's like, that is the teacher in her.
Yeah, really.
It was awesome. And she pulled that off in like 1.5 hours.
Thank
That's
you.
cool.
Proximity is the #1 tool for classroom management.
Proximity.
So, that dude that's on their phone not really paying attention, you just hover over their shoulder in their periphery, it's like they start to freak out and
Yeah.
then they stop because they know they're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how we have that kind of
There is another thing that I can think of, that proximity is very important. But we're not talking about that today.
It all goes back to your experience.
your one bone that you can't get out of your mind? Jesus, Hilton.
Come on. Hey, what is life without making a joke?
Well, and I wanted to ask you, how do you like financial advising now?
I do. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it because of the people. You're helping people. And again, it's the constantly learning. I'm in the middle of trying to study for my CFP, which is Certified Financial Planning Test. I like to joke that I spent more time in school than I think almost anybody I know, because I went 8 years of college total, and then 11 years in a high school, plus 1 full year of student teaching in a school. I still go back to colleges, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
It's way too many years in school. And now I'm doing another class.
But at the end of the day, you're like the jack of all trades. Like, you could be like,
And you can convince teachers to get better jobs.
I can definitely try. Plus, I feel like everybody needs to at least have one person who can hide their skeletons in their, Rolodex of friends.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's a good one.
I thought Allie was going to say, like, don't put your skeletons in your closet. That's
No,
the
you just
last
need someone to
place.
hide them.
Yeah. It's the last place you hide them. Don't do it there.
You expose them, so it's hidden on clear sight, because you use them as a Halloween decorations.
It's like, oh, why is there a skeleton there? Oh, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's July. Why is it up?
I was going to
Thanks.
suggest using it as a soup bowl, but okay.
Give them to pigs. Isn't that... Oh, so, question.
Uh,
It's movies. They always say you throw, like, dead bodies to pigs because pigs will eat anything. Is that true?
I don't know if pigs eat teeth, but
Oh, that's right. I'm sure they
They
do.
could.
They eat anything. Yeah. Yeah.
has anybody ever tried it with goats?
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of goats. They freak me out.
I love goats. I want a pet fainting goat so bad it's not even funny.
I mean, I like goats because they're like mischievous little creatures, but if you actually look at them with their eyes slanted and they like headbutt you all the time, I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, you little weirdo.
I think that's why I love them.
Yeah.
I also just want one of the fainting ones so that I can come up behind it and surprise it, and then it just falls over all the time. It's like the entertainment that never ends.
Yeah.
poor goat.
I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like teaching so much, is because I thought of my students as like fainting goats, so I could just come up and torture them for fun. For example, I was in a step battle with an old buddy of mine. Hopefully, he doesn't ever hear this, but
I hope he does. I hope he listens and he goes, God damn it, Allie, you're telling this story right now.
So I put my, you have those kids in the classroom that never want to sit still. So I took my Fitbit off and I just put my Fitbit on the students. I made them run in circles in the back of the classroom so that I could get a lot of steps for my step battle.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's
I
actually
like-
a really good one.
I actually won quite a few times because of that.
You
So
won the
hopefully he never
competition.
notices this one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because people get into competition with that thing. I remember my sister she bought like these kind of things, and then my mom was wearing one, and she was wearing the other one. Even though like one is in Brazil and the other one's in the UK, but they were like always like competing, like who puts the most step-ins. And then my sister was like, sometimes it's hard to beat mom. She walks a lot.
It's probably because she puts it on the dog and
Probably,
makes her go in
yeah.
circles.
Something like that. Something's going on.
Work smarter, not harder.
Is that it? Is that a wrap?
I think so.
Yeah, let's wrap this episode up.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining the Puff Drink Talk podcast today, where we got to meet the lovely Allie, and hopefully she comes back for more conversations in the future.
Anytime.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks for joining us today.
Yeah. All right. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch us on YouTube and listen to us on Spotify.